So they're waking you up at 5 o'clock in the morning, telling you your whole life has changed.
We live in a world obsessed with beauty. We chase filters, spend fortunes on faces. We pretend that confidence comes from within, but still check the mirror before we check our mood. So what happens when the mirror doesn't show you the face you remember?
When I first looked at myself, I was like,
When doctors rebuild your body, but no one tells you how to rebuild your identity.
it took some time to build that confidence to walk outside and not care.
My guest today is Joe Dimeo. At 20 years old, he survived a fiery crash that should have ended his life.
When I woke up, I knew something happened, but I didn't know like the severity or details to like anything, but
He lost his face, his hands, his sense of familiarity. But what he rebuilt was something far deeper. A willingness to live.
well, I can't change my face or my burn, so it's like, why complain about it? Why do this? Why do that?
Even when nothing looked the same. Joe became the first person in medical history to receive a full face and double hand transplant. How many hours was your surgery?
23 hours, 140 like surgeons, nurses, including the donor.
So this episode isn't about pain. It's about resilience. It's not about grief, but the courage to greet life in a new body. Joe Dimeo, welcome to the Shadow Sessions.
Hi, thank you for having me on.
Your story is incredible. Your willpower is incredible. But I want to take us back to the day before the crash. What did that day look like?
It was a normal day for me. I went to the gym. My mom at the gym because that was like a little routine we had.
Mm-hmm.
I usually went like Monday to Friday. She went 3 days a week.
Okay.
So that I always hang out with her in the morning with her. And after that, did my grocery shopping, did the cooking. And then I was golfing with my dad. And then mid golfing,
Mm-hmm.
I got a phone call from my job saying, would you want to do overtime? I said yes because, I was young,
Yeah.
20 years old,
20 years old.
ready to work, wanted money for my car parts and everything.
Mm.
So I picked it up, got my 4 or 5 hours of sleep. I did my normal shift working in a food lab testing food products. And just, everything was normal, I'm assuming. And then just clocked out, driving home. My body just couldn't handle no more. I just fell asleep at the wheel
Wow.
because it was an overnight shift.
Mm.
So I fell asleep at the wheel. My car fell off the side of the road, hit a curb.
Wow.
And then I woke up 3.5 hours later to 80% burns in my body.
So take me to that moment where you woke up. And did you know what was happening? Were you aware of what went wrong? Or what happened about the crash, about anything? Like, do you remember any of that?
I don't remember like details about the crash or anything. I just go off what the police report says and like what bystanders say.
Okay.
Because they have to give police reports too, I'm assuming. And
Mm-hmm.
I just go off what that says. And then when I woke up, I knew something happened.
Mm.
But I didn't know like the severity or details to like anything. But my mom was there when I woke up, and the first thing I asked her was how are the rims on my car, because like I worked hard for the car.
Mm-hmm. You were like, "How's my car doing? Is it still okay? Did it get scratched?"
Yeah, like I knew it was an accident, but I didn't know I had burns on my body.
Mm-hmm.
My fingertips were amputated off. My eyelids were burnt off, so they were like when I woke up, I also couldn't really see that well.
Yeah.
Because my eyelids are sewn in a way, so like it was like looking at a chain link fence.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have like the best vision either.
And how are you feeling in your body as you're waking up? Are you feeling the pain? Are you aware of the pain at that point?
I feel no pain whatsoever because they have you
probably on very high
on a lot of medications,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was just like loopy and just like whenever you wake up from like a weird nap and you just like going through the motions in a way.
Yes.
So kind of like that, but then having a bunch of nurses run in, so like you're kind of like in La La Land, but like being rushed and trying to answer like medical questions, and I'm like, I'm fine. Just let me talk to my mom so I can get like some details, and I don't.
Did you pick up any emotions from her? Any kind of tells that it was 80% burns? Like, did you tell was she in panic?
No. So when you're in the burn unit, you have to like have a gown on,
Okay.
a hairnet, and a mask.
Mm-hmm.
So all I saw was her eyes. And
Okay.
after the accident, I didn't have the best vision anymore.
Mm.
I had 20/20, but after the
Before.
accident, it just went downhill. I didn't see like her, like she was worried. She just told me that you're in an accident and wait for the doctors the next morning to tell you like the details of everything because I have no clue. I just was here.
Yeah. So the next day, the doctors come and they're like, "Hey, Joe, this is what went down. This is what's going on." How did that feel?
It was a gut punch.
Mm-hmm.
It's also like 5 o'clock in the morning when they do their rounds. So they're waking you up,
Wow.
telling you, hey, like they're telling you your whole life has changed at 5 o'clock in the morning
Mm-hmm.
on drugs. So at that point, it's just like a gut punch.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see my body either because it's all bandaged up. I didn't get to see my body for like months.
Wow.
And
How did that feel? Not being able to see your body, touch your body,
I was upset in a way.
Mm.
I also couldn't really look down in a way because like my head was like my neck was wrapped up too.
Mm-hmm.
So I only could see the teeth. I couldn't really I could only move my eyes and I couldn't go down that far.
Yeah.
I'm assuming because of the bandages, I couldn't look down like at my chest or my belly.
Yeah.
I could only see my toes, which they weren't burned. So I assumed everything was good, but
Yeah.
in reality, it wasn't good.
It wasn't good. Yeah.
But I didn't have that much emotions going through my head because there's so many people around me, just the nurses, OTs, PTs, that like you didn't really have time to think.
Mm.
And then when all the nurses and therapy's gone, then my parents are there.
Mm.
So now you're talking to them, and they're trying to distract you from what's going on.
So there was a lot of distraction, kind of like keeping you aware, but distracted from what's really going on.
Yeah, like I just missed like 3.5 months of living. Like all those 3.5 months are just gone.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't really hit me until PT got to work on me, and I couldn't stand up for the first time.
Yeah.
Because I was a big gym guy, so I can lift, do everything. But then just try to stand up, I had to have like 4 or 5 people around me just to stabilize me. And then once I did get able to stand up, I was like dead tired. Like I just ran a marathon. So like once I sat back down from standing up, I was like, this is gonna be a long one. And just like years on end of like just working out, just out the door in 1 second. I think that was the biggest like low like gut punch. I went into the accident 200 pounds, and then woke up from a coma like 170, like 165. So down a lot.
Yeah.
Like couldn't stand up, couldn't do a sit up. And they always told me you have to go to the chair instead of the bed for like medical reasons. So like it's better to sit than lay down all day. So whatever. But they had to help me with like a lot of people just to walk over to a chair that's like 3 steps away.
Yeah.
And like that's not fun at all.
That was the hardest part for you.
Yeah, like not being able to stand up.
Yeah.
And just having to relearn to walk again. That's hard.
Yeah, it definitely is hard. And how did that feel, needing to rely on everybody as well to like do the things you would do without even thinking about them? We don't think about, I need to get up and walk. So now if you want to get up and walk, you have to ask for help. How did that feel?
It's humbling in a way. And like you really have to lower your egos. Because like I was super independent because I also moved out at 18 years old.
Yes.
My parents' house. Like being super independent to asking someone just even to sit up on the side of the bed. I couldn't do. I had to have like 3 people. And you have to wait for them too. That's another thing is that's where my patience comes in because I have to wait for everyone else.
Yeah.
And like one nurse could be ready, but then two other nurses aren't. And it's like, and like
Yeah.
now you're just sitting there waiting for two other nurses. When like deep down you know all you can do is just take these steps, but you physically can't.
What would you say the loudest emotion during that time was for you? Was it frustration? Was it anger? Or what would it be?
I don't really have like any sad. I was more positive than sad in the burn unit,
Okay.
just so I can get out. Because like I asked a lot of nurses like how do I get out of here quicker? She said, oh, just keep going. When you stay in
Okay.
a rut, you just stay there. You have to keep moving forward. And so like that helped me. And then hearing other patients and hearing like the nurses, like I could hear other patients like screaming at the other nurses from in my room.
Wow.
Like two like rooms down, I can hear them. It's like, geez, like that's another person. That's another person at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
a nurse is a person. So like always like trying to be happy and happy go lucky. Like I have my sad moments,
Of course.
when you're alone, when everyone goes home and nurses are like not in your room and you're just there watching TV, same show over and over again. Just but the next day is always show you positive and motivated to.
Where does this perseverance come from? Like, that's mental agility that's unprecedented, in my opinion. Where does that come from?
When I was younger, I was always like the happy-go-lucky kid growing up.
Okay.
Also, my dad always make me do work around the house. If you're not gonna like to do work around the house, then you just gotta have to get it done, and whether you like it or not, you're gonna push through it and get it done. So that helped out. Cause I didn't like doing what I did in the burn unit, but I had to do anyway.
But you had to do it. It's a mindset, right, at that point, right? Like for me, I can't even imagine what I would feel or if I could even do it. I don't think I could do it. So hearing you say like I just got up and did it every single day, that's awe-inspiring, first of all. But second, I'm like, how? Like tell us the how, Joe. Like what did you do before that or was it a moment's decision? Like I gotta do this. I have to wake up and I have to be positive because that's the only way out.
It was always like deep in me, that motivation, but then I think the accident brought it out, and I think after a couple of days, I was just just laying there, like, okay, I don't want. I'm depending on like 4 or 5 people to help me up. I don't want that to be my rest of my life, or having my mom having to help me get up, like stand up,
Yeah.
or being in a wheelchair. So like, and I had like working legs, so like I want them to work. I don't want them to go bad or whatever. So that, and then also being like, I also want to go back to the gym, just go out and like live life again. Like even though I was burned, I still want to like go out and live. I didn't want to be stuck in the hospital all the time because I did know people growing up that were hospital bound.
Yeah.
So like you always have family members that were hospital bound, like I guess, but so I also didn't want that. Like I don't want that to be my life because I saw that and I was like, oh, that could be my life.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be.
Yeah, you're strong. 100%. There's no doubt you are very strong-willed and you have the willpower from within. I think you were born with it as well. Like that's very inspiring. Here's a question I have for you. The first moment that you saw your reflection in the mirror, how did that moment look and feel?
It was an awkward moment because it wasn't on my time. I was on my iPad in the rehab for like a month after, like a month after my accident. Like I didn't see my face for a whole month.
Yeah.
I was on my iPad, and then my friend FaceTimed me randomly, and the camera pops up. So I got an instant like quick look in my face. I'm like, oh, that's what it looks like. And then I had to do the FaceTime call. So like, I just pushed it aside. I was like, did the 20-minute call or whatever. And then after that, I kept looking. I was like, "Oh, this is my face now." Uh, and I looked at it like for 5 minutes or so. For a while, I looked at it. I was upset with my hair. They shaved it, but I'm happy it didn't burn. But they shaved it,
They
so
shaved it. Okay.
having a buzz cut with a burnt face is a million times worse than having hair with a burnt face. At least you can like mess with the hair,
Yeah.
you know. But like, yeah, I got upset. Never depressed or anything, but I did get upset with it. For a while, like a day or two. But I was like, you know what? Like, I want to get out of rehab for one, because it was a different place. I just want to get out. So I was like, I'll worry about that later on. I just want to get out of the rehab center and just do my workouts, because I was also in the rehab center for way longer than expected.
Yeah.
Because they weren't equipped, or
Yeah.
they didn't have the right things, I guess. Or they didn't put the right people with me to help me get better.
I'm noticing two virtues that you exhibit. One of them is perseverance. Like you're always focused on like what is like your solution focus. You're like, what is the solution? How do I get to the solution? Let's go to the goal. Very goal oriented. And the second thing is your level of acceptance. You move from like shock to acceptance very quickly. Is this something you saw your parents do? Is this something you just had with you? Or is this something you developed around time, like with time?
Definitely saw my parents like accepting things quickly.
Yeah.
And getting, especially my parents, getting over things and like, all right, how do you fix it? Instead of complaining about it, let's fix it. And that's another thing that helped me is, well, I can't change my face or my burn, so it's like, why complain about it? Why do this? Why do that? You know, like, if you can't change it, you know, try to get over it. You know, it's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah.
But if you can change it, change it. It might take a while, it might take years, but at least you're trying to change it.
Yeah.
That's why I accepted my burns really quickly, because I was like, I'm not going to change this. This is done. That's also why I didn't wear my garments either, to make my burns smooth.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not, to wear tight clothes all the time and to be uncomfortable. Yeah. Might as well just let me have bumps on my skin, and I'll just go with it.
Yeah. During that process, what was the next step between like all the rehab and the transplant?
So after the rehab, I moved back to my parents' house, and I thought that was it, until my Jersey plastic surgeon like told me to come back into my office. He told me there's basically nothing left he can do. I have no more healthy skin. Like, thanks for calling me in just to tell me that. And then he's like, I can recommend you to another doctor in New York, Dr. Rodriguez. He did 2 face transplants before, 3 before, and they're looking to do a face and double hands. I was like, yeah, I'll try that. You know, so he took pictures and videos and sent to Dr. Rodriguez. He called me in, and I met him. I liked him because he's a humble, nice guy. And then just a year of testing for transplant, like testing. So they basically know like my insides, anything wrong, I think they knew about. So I passed. It took a solid year for the testing, and then I got put on a list, the transplant list.
Yeah. So in the U.S., there's only been 18 face transplants that have ever been done, and you're one of them, and probably one of the few very successful ones. What made you take that risk and say, you know what, let me do it?
I didn't even know about that.
You didn't even know that? Okay.
I didn't know about that.
Okay.
So the only time I knew about a face transplant was the movie Face Off, which was back in the 90s. So I was like, well, if they're doing that nowadays, I might as well, you know. Yes, I said yes instantly because I didn't like my life. Because I was a couch potato.
Okay.
I gained a lot of weight because my mom cooked for me, clean, basically raising like a kid again
Yeah.
at 21 years old.
Yeah. So you just said yes.
Just say yes, just
Okay.
to see it, my option. And
And then you went through the surgery. How many hours was your surgery?
23 hours,
23 hours. Wow.
140 like surgeons, nurses,
140.
yeah,
Wow.
combined, including the donor
Uh-huh.
side.
Yeah, okay. And the donor side. So you did the surgery. What did it feel like waking up to another man's face?
It was interesting. Well, it was instant pain for the nerves going back in my hands, and then my eyes were swollen shut for like a solid like week. In that week process, I was like occupational therapy was working on my hands. So like I had a lot of people around me, and I couldn't see them, only hear them, and they're touching me. And all they kept saying is, "Well, you look amazing. You look amazing." And then here comes like the reveal day. It's like I have cameras on me because it's being recorded for the documentary.
Yeah.
Cameras on me, and there's 30 people behind that camera. So I'm like, okay, so I'm looking at them mostly,
Mm-hmm.
at the 30 people. When I first looked at myself, I was like, it was swollen. I compare it to Ben Franklin.
Yeah.
But I also had super long hair
Mm-hmm.
because they weren't allowed to cut it.
Yeah.
So my hair grew out pretty quickly. But like, I knew I was going to have a swollen face from watching the other videos.
Yes.
And then, so I wasn't expecting to come out looking like amazing. I was more focused on my hand workouts so I can get back to
To the
being
gym.
independent.
Yeah.
And I can worry about the looks later.
Yeah. So then the reveal happened. What was the emotion that you felt?
I was happy with it. I was really grateful, happy.
Mhm.
And I was really happy with it. Nothing like, wasn't upset with nothing, just happy. Like, oh, wow,
Yeah.
this is good.
Wow. You have one of the most positive mindsets I've ever met. That's it's commendable, to be honest.
Yeah.
So you wake up, you just had a 23-hour surgery, you're on documentary, you got the transplant, you see yourself, you're like, great, this is progress. Then what happens next?
So after all, like the working out my hand process, I come out of the hospital, they put me in an apartment so I can keep going to hand therapy. So it's not, basically my life is hand therapy at this point.
Hand therapy.
My parents take me in and out to the appointments, constantly doing that. Then we go back to my parents' house, constantly occupational therapy again. And
Did you ever do any emotional therapy or mental therapy?
no emotional.
No emotional therapy.
I did have to see 2 psychiatrists
Okay.
before the surgery
Mm.
and to see if I was okay to get it, and they said, yeah, you're good. I think one of them stopped by after the surgery for like 30 seconds to see how I was doing. I think I'm doing good. And like, okay, yeah, I don't need to sit down for an hour with you and talk. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Did you feel you didn't need it, or did you feel like you don't understand it enough to like dig there, or did you like, let's just keep on doing what I'm doing because that's working?
Like keep doing what I'm doing because it's working.
Okay.
I feel like I didn't need it because like if I do start talking about emotions, then I'm gonna focus on my emotions, and I probably like overthink about it, and then not worry about my hands, and that was my goal, was my hands. But I wasn't like, if I was sad, I did have my sad days.
Yes.
You know, because like everyone leaves to go home at the end of the day. So like,
talk to me about your sad days.
You're all alone. Yeah, like it gets sad. Like, oh, like, I'm all alone.
I'm all alone. Like, what are the thoughts that go through your head on your sad days?
You know, like you're all alone in the hospital room.
Mm-hmm.
Strangers coming in and out, like looking at you but not talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird, awkward. I don't know, you just get lonely in your like just lonely in your bed watching TV. I always had the office on. I wasn't allowed to touch my phone.
Yeah.
I didn't have my phone for like months on end. Uh, so just like you're just stuck in your mind in TV,
Mm-hmm.
and like you just lay there, try to sleep if you can, because you also have sensors going off here and there. So it was also during COVID too.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So there was a policy, your oxygen level can't go below, I think, 97, 96%. And I'm a chill guy, so like, my oxygen level goes low really quickly. I breathe
Yeah.
slowly. I'm not like fast breather.
Yeah.
So it would keep beeping all the time. So like then you get annoyed and like angry. You're like, all right, can you just guys lower it a little bit? I'm
And
fine.
how did you talk yourself through those emotions? Because you're alone, you're in the bed. How are you talking through yourself through that frustration, the noise, your mood, the loneliness?
I just tried to like kind of zone out in a way,
Okay.
like deep breaths, like
disassociate or like numb those feelings for a temporary, put them in a little box and be like, okay, I'll deal with them some other day.
yeah, like I try to do like take a deep breath in as much as I can.
Yeah.
I try not to count the seconds because
Count the
then
seconds. Okay. So you ground yourself. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
and then like let it out for as long as I can. And after I do that for a while, I kind of just zone out and sometimes fall asleep, sometimes zone out. Depending on
Yeah.
my moods. If I'm tired, my body's trying to go to bed.
Yeah. Okay. So again, it seems like for a lot of people, your experience would have made them want to quit on life. They'd be like, I don't like, it's not worth it. I don't want to do this. This is hard work. What do you think for you was the secret sauce of going, okay, no, I want to live. I want to keep going and I'm going to work as hard as I can to get myself to a life that I love?
I never had that in me. I never had that thought in me going through that process. Uh, not even growing up or teenage years.
Yeah.
Never like that. And then I also didn't have people around me like that either. I mean, maybe that helped me.
Yeah.
I always had positive people around me, like growing up and after accident and after transplant.
Beautiful.
Didn't really have negative people, and if I did, they kind of just fell off. A lot of people fell off. But yeah, just I don't know, maybe sometimes like there's certain people put in that situation.
Yeah.
It just doesn't go through their head.
Yeah.
So that thought never went through my mind. I never got to like the depression, like just
Love
sad.
that. Yeah. That's
But like
great.
I do have people reach out to me with
Mm-hmm.
those kind of situations. I try to help them.
So here's my next thing. So you got through all of this technically by yourself with a great support system, family, friends, but it was a lot of your own perseverance and kind of tenacity to keep on going. And then you say, my main goal was to get Joe back to doing some of the stuff Joe used to do. What is one of the things you really miss about life before the accident?
Probably my complete independence. So I still have to ask people for help. And then like I missed like the complete 100% independent, and then just the only out to go outside without a UV shirt on, UV gloves, or a hat. I was never a hat guy. Now I have to be a hat guy, which is annoying, but it also makes me lazy because I don't have to do my hair. Kind of like I like it in a way, but I don't like
Even
it.
in that, you're finding the laughter and the soft spot. You're like,
Yeah.
I have to wear a hat, but
Yeah, I don't have to put.
I don't have to
product in
brush my
now.
hair, So even in that, you find the positive, like you find the golden light in it.
Yeah, I try.
I
I
love
try to
your
find
mindset.
positive bad situations.
Yeah. When did you start dating again?
After the transplant, after my story was released, I was at home and I was doing my hand workouts in my basement, parents' basement. And then I was just going through my Instagram list one day and just saw Jessica. And I saw she had a Boston Terrier, same breed as mine. So I DM'd her, I like your dog. And from there, we just started texting like more and more. And it wasn't like the awkward, like 21 questions. It was just like a natural flowing conversation through text,
Yeah.
which is like, it's rare to have that. And then text led to like a phone call. And then she went to go visit her professor. And then her professor is like an hour away from me. So like after she was done hanging out with her professor, she shot up to me and we hung out and she brought her dog.
How did that feel?
It felt pretty cool meeting her.
Yeah.
I think the first thing I said to her was, you're a lot smaller in person. And she didn't know how to take that. I was like, take it as a compliment because usually it's the opposite way around. But
you get catfished all.
Yeah. But I felt good. I wasn't the dating guy to begin with.
Did you have any relationships before the accident?
Just like, one, like a typical high school one.
Because you were young. It was like you were 20 years old.
Yeah, I just turned, like, my birthday's June 12th, and accident was June, July 14th. Like,
you just turned
20. Like, yeah, I didn't experience the 20.
How does it feel not experiencing the 20s? Like, that was a big chunk. This is when people usually go and experience life, right? College, etc.
That's where I stood out because I got my 21 ID license. So in Jersey, they switch ID in Jersey in 21. So I got my driver's license with a burnt face. So I was able to go to the bars and clubs and everything. So I still went to bars and clubs. My friends took me out to like them. Even my dad would go to bars. So I still went out and enjoyed my 21, to my best ability. Not how I would like it, but to my best ability, I still enjoyed it in a way.
Yeah.
But I still went out there, and like when you're having a good time, the way I looked, people really didn't judge you. Especially like the bars I went to, like more like blue collar bars. So those guys are like they didn't judge you, but they'll have a good time. So that was fun.
Have you ever experienced like walking around the street and then somebody pointing at you or saying, "Oh my God, look," or weird reactions?
I get stares.
Okay.
But no one came up to me with a bad intentions or.
That's good.
No like insults in person. People come up to you if they know me and ask like, say, "Oh, I know you." Like, I see you on social media.
Yeah.
No one came out to ask me like what happened. Nothing bad, but people stare. I don't mind.
You're kind of also like used to the staring. You're like, I accept it.
Yeah. Because when I was burned, all I wore was short sleeves and short pants. So I didn't really hide it either.
Yeah.
Also, I'm also 6'1".
Yeah.
Like I'm tall to begin with, and then so I don't mind. It doesn't bother because I would stare too if I saw someone that looked like me. So if I'm gonna stare,
again, your level of understanding and just like being open to the world is so unprecedented. It's like, yeah, they would stare. Of course, they would stare. Like, you're so in acceptance with everything. It's refreshing. Like, I don't know if I would be able to do it. So I'm sitting here going, wow, if I was in his shoes, no, I'd be crying every day. I would probably be depressed, and I would probably feel like, all right, what's the point of this all? So hearing you say this just reassures me in that it's all inner work. Like, it's your own perseverance. You're just like, I'm here, I'm alive. I got to make the best of every moment. And no matter what it is, I'm doing this.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't overnight, all that. It took some time to build that confidence to walk outside and not care because, like, when I was burned, I'm 21, like, somewhat fresh out of high school. I didn't go to college. So, like, I went from being judged every day in high school, like everyone gets judged in high school, to being rejudged now at 21. I'm like, oh, this is, didn't change, but now I don't have the old looks. I have different looks. So I have to deal with it now. And I go,
how did you deal with it?
By learning like empathy and understanding on how, like, okay, I look at myself in the mirror for about 5 minutes and I'm like, to look like, okay, this is what my burnt skin looks like now.
Yeah.
Someone else is going to stare for 30 seconds out in public. Like, if you see me in the corner of your eye, you're going to do a double take. I would too, you know. So if I would do it, I would assume other people do it.
So this podcast is called The Shadow Sessions. And sometimes as human beings, we have dark thoughts that we have to work through. So if there's somebody who's going through something like you, what are you going to tell them what dark thoughts would you tell them are normal to have as long as they work their way through it?
I guess giving up, like giving up, failing. I would never want to kill myself, nothing like that. So I can't say anything about that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, failing, giving up. I want to give all the time.
Yeah.
And I still fail today.
Yeah.
Like putting my gloves on this morning, I failed like 10 times.
Yeah.
But like tomorrow, I'll put my gloves on. I'm like, get it on the first try.
Yeah.
So, and it all depends on, it's all day-to-day situations. But be willing to fail like 200 times in one day.
Yeah.
Because
and when they want to quit, what should they do? Just like quit going to rehab or quit putting on the gloves.
Let the day go. You know, if you're at that point, let it go. Try it the next day with a fresh mind and a fresh body.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's not even the mindset. It's maybe your body's telling you you can't do it today. And sometimes you have to like listen to, okay. I think I tried maybe over 50 times. I tried something and said, well, I built like a car Lego set. And that took me 2 weeks to do. Someone normal with hands, an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe at the most. But it took me 2 weeks. But like, there's days I put 2 pieces on and that's it. Because the third piece I kept failing at. And maybe my hands are telling me, okay, you don't have that
give
fine
us
motor
a break.
skill.
Your hand was like, give me a break. Let me rest.
Let it rest. Yeah, just go into it tomorrow with a fresh mindset.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to circle back to dating. How did you know that Jessica was the one?
It was just a normal flowing conversation. There's not really like an awkward silence. And it just felt normal. And I also wasn't looking for love. That was one thing too. A lot of people look for love and they always ask me like, oh, I'm looking and trying. Like, well, when you're trying and looking, you always look in the wrong places. And whenever you're not looking, that's when something falls into place. It's just weird how that works.
Yeah.
I was not looking at all. I was more focused on my hands and doing my thing, and then she just fell into place. Because sometimes when someone does come in, it messes up your whole lifestyle and your situation and
your routine, because you have a routine.
Yeah, and then now you as a person is falling backwards, and if you're falling backwards, that means you're gonna bring the other person down too.
Yeah.
So you have to be ready to build, and then they have to be ready to build too.
Did you ever think you might not like me because of how I look?
No, I never thought that.
Wow. I think that all the time.
Well, I mean, in the morning when I like my hair is all messed up, it's like, let me get up like a little bit early before she sees this. But then she probably saw me sleeping, so I was like, she's seen probably my worst look, so I would assume she doesn't think it.
Do you think love or intimacy is like of the soul, or is it based on appearance? Because we live in a society that is super focused on looks. Everything is about looks. Like Instagram is about aesthetics. So what is your perception about all of that? Like, do you think, what's your view?
It definitely did change.
Yeah.
You know, at first I thought like attraction does have to like play a part in it, but after the accident and everything, it's like, maybe not. I guess not. Maybe it does have to involve the soul, and maybe that's why I didn't have anyone, because I was more on attraction.
Yeah.
But then Jessica also didn't grow up thinking like, oh, I'm gonna marry a burn transplant guy, so maybe it does involve the soul and not like really attraction.
Yeah. There's a lot of reprogramming that has to go because as a society, we are programmed to believe that looks matter, attraction is everything. So there's kind of has to be this moment where you sit and you're like, no, it's all about the soul. And she loves me for who I am as Joe in the inside, right? There has to be a process for that to happen. What is or what was your process?
I just I think I had a process for that one.
Mhm.
It just came along with it, you know. I think things also just come along
Yeah.
when you're focused on something. It's just everything just comes together without you like realizing it until like someone brings it up, and then like, oh yeah,
So who said I love you first?
ah, oh she does, yeah she does,
She did?
yeah. I
Uh-huh.
asked her out first.
Mhm.
Well, I DM'd her first. I asked my girlfriend first, and I think she said I love you. Yeah, she just said I love you
And
first.
how did that feel?
It felt good.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know where she said it, but it felt good in the moment.
Yeah.
It felt nice.
And how long are you dating now? How long are you guys been together?
4 years. 4 years
4 years.
now.
Are you guys married?
Yeah, we just got
Legally
married
married?
December 5th.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And how is integrating now? You say, integrating her into your life as your wife, but also kind of somebody who has to also take care of you. How does that process feel?
It's interesting because like she helps out a lot. She does all like the cutting when I do the cooking
Mm-hmm.
and the cleaning. That's good.
Okay.
But like there's a lot for me.
Mm.
But I don't know, I didn't really think about that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did when before she was my wife, but she also knew I couldn't do those things beforehand. So it wasn't like a surprise, like, oh, I can't do this stuff anymore. Like,
Yeah. And how do you reconcile that internally? Do you ever feel like, you know, I have this duty as a husband to, take care of my wife and support her physically, and then you're not able to do that? Does these thoughts ever pop up in your head?
yeah, like
Yeah.
it sucks I can't mow the lawn.
Yeah.
Especially like, it's a huge gut punch is the car maintenance.
Mm.
Because before I used to work on my own car. Now I have to go to some guy to get the oil change.
Yeah.
And seeing that bill is like, whoa, I could just buy oil for $8 and do it at home for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't now.
Mm-hmm.
A simple like $80 to $100 job in your own driveway turns into like a $250 bill. It's like, there goes that. That's a ego punch at the station. While the guy's doing it, it's like, oh man, I know exactly how to do this. I can't. And if I did try, all the oil will come onto my hands, and then can cause an infection. Because working on a car, you're always gonna cut your hand no matter what you do.
That's true.
You always cut something on you, and that's a hospital visit for me.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm going to circle back to like, how does that feel not being able to provide physically in that sense to your partner? Like, what are the thoughts that go through your head? Do you have days of frustration about that? Is it like something you've already accepted and she's accepted? Because most like couples argue about like, you didn't do that for me or you did that for me, right? Like I wanted you to take the trash out and you didn't do it. How does that look like in your family?
That's a good point. Yeah, we don't see it like that.
Uh-huh.
Because like when you start doing that, it ends a competition.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, if you're gonna keep like doing that and like throwing it in my face and stop doing it then, because now you're not doing that out of niceness. You're doing that just to do it, But like,
So how does it look like at your house?
it kind of just flows with it.
Okay.
We don't do that. Like we don't go, oh, I do this, you do that.
So it's a lot of collaboration and teamwork.
Yeah, a lot of collaboration.
A lot of communication because you have to communicate for help.
Communicate, yeah.
Were you like a talkative person before the surgery?
Around certain people, I can get pretty talkative.
Mm-hmm.
Around my parents, no. Around my dad, not really talkative because he talks. Around Jessica, not really because she talks. But like around like my friends, yeah, I can get pretty talkative. Uh,
One of the main things a lot of people struggle with is expressing their needs. How were you before the accident in expressing what you need to other people? And then how did that change after the accident?
that's where the ego goes because
Uh-huh.
before I did it myself, I didn't ask anyone for help
Yeah.
before my accident. So that's the huge ego blow of not asking anyone for help. Like,
Mm.
uh, I can't think of asking because when you ask for someone to help, now you owe them, and then now they're gonna ask you, why do you need the help? And I don't want to explain why I need help.
Yeah.
Just so you do it on your own. Now it's like now you understand why I need help, but it's like it's also like that's my ego's down now. Not to ask for help, and then
Mm-hmm.
people is willing to help, but I don't want that. I want to do my own. And then when I'm trying on my own and they see me fail, it's like, well, it doesn't bother me that I'm failing, but it bothers them that I'm failing. They help. They ask me
Yeah.
for help. Then I get upset.
Do you feel that you still struggle with asking for help? Like, is it still something that internally you're like, oh, here we go. I have to ask for help again?
I
Yeah.
still get that here and
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Uh, Probably 4 or 5 times a month. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like I don't want to ask. I have to.
Yeah.
Uh, I think it was something like dumb I asked recently that like I just couldn't do it. My hands gave up. Like my hands gave up on
Mm-hmm.
me because I tried so much and like I asked for help. I forgot what it was though. It was something dumb that I could do like
Yeah.
regular on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But my hands that day were just like you're not having it today, and I had to wait for the next day to rebuild my hands up.
Yeah. I think asking for help is something everybody struggles with because we are this programmed to be this independent culture. Like, you're an independent person, you should be independent. And everybody struggles with that. I struggle with that as well. So, hearing how now you have to rely on people, and like we circle it back to you being a person who doesn't like to ask for help. Like, I feel like this could have been even more challenging than the burn itself for you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because like with the burns, I gave up a lot of things like
Mm,
to do. But like now it's like okay, I can get a lot back now. But now if I want that back, I have to ask for help.
yeah.
Uh, like if you go karting,
Hmm.
she has to help put my helmet on.
Mm,
I don't. That's weird asking her help. Like she'll do it no matter what.
yeah.
Like she'll do it out of love. But
But it feels weird
yeah, I don't
because
like. You
it's
have to strap me in and
mhm. Does
it's
it
weird.
show up in your masculinity? Like, it's like, oh, I'm a man, I should do that? Or is it like, what is like, I'm independent, I should do that? Where does it show up?
Probably changing like car maintenance. It shows
Yeah,
up
yeah,
that
yeah. So it shows up as your masculinity. You're like, I'm a guy, I should be able to do this.
yeah,
I don't want her to put my helmet on.
I know how to do it. I can explain how to do it, but I physically can't. That's the ego blow.
Were you ever able to cry or break down or like just express the trauma of all of this during your process?
No, I never cried.
Never.
I mean,
Like during this process,
in the
like never.
process, no.
Okay.
Last time I cried was when my dog passed in like 2013.
Okay.
It's 2013 and 14.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like not the whole process. No, I don't cry with getting upset or sad.
Yeah.
I like that.
What does strength look like for you on your hardest days?
My dog Buster,
Okay.
because like he was a big part of the process from the burns and like a little bit of the transplant part when I got home.
Mm-hmm.
When you're home alone with just your dog Buster, it's like, well, I might be down and out, but I have to take him outside
Yes.
so he can go to the bathroom.
Yes.
And then it's like that's my strength is like him. Like I had to take care of him. He's my
Mm.
responsibility. I have to take care of him. And like the only thing I can't do with him is take off his collar.
Yeah.
So that was my I can let him out. I can feed him. I can wash him if I have to.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like my happy, my joy because I can do
But you
everything.
just technically said to me my like strongest or my strength during my hardest day is helping somebody else or taking care of somebody else.
Yeah, well, Buster.
Buster, right?
Yeah,
So you find strength in taking care of others, even if it's the dog, right? It's still part of the family.
yeah, because like I can't let
That
him. I
tells
don't
me a
want him to
lot
hold
about you.
his bowels in. I want him
Mm-hmm.
to go out and release him. Yeah, happy too.
Mm-hmm.
And like that helped me because watching him go to the bathroom on the same tree and be happy. It's like he's seeing the same tree every day. Why is he so happy? That gets you thinking.
Yeah, he's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're taking care of them. Dogs love unconditionally, and they save a lot of lives too.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah.
What's something you wish people would know about Joe beyond the burns and the transplants and the surgeries? Like, what is something you just wish they remember about you or know about you that maybe now all the focus is about the burns or what you can or can't do?
uh, I'm still a car guy at heart.
A car guy at heart.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
still like my cars.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm never traumatized by it. So like I like driving them. I like
Okay.
driving today. Like whenever we go on vacation, she picks like the location hotels, and I pick the rental car
Mm-hmm.
and the food places. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that, and then I'm just like a chill, positive guy,
Yeah.
and what I think that's like a rare combo because usually like you're positive and like bubbly, and that's
Yeah.
but being like a chill guy that's positive is like a lot of people ask me, "Are you sad?" It's like no, I just talk like this.
Is that how you describe yourself? A chill guy that's positive?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. People say like a monotone voice,
Mm-hmm.
a stoic face now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a chill, positive guy.
A chill
'Cause
positive.
I'm happy. Just I don't look happy or sound happy, but I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Part of rebuilding your body, because you've been on this journey of like rebuilding your body, you're working with your hands, like kind of reclaiming life once again, right? Where would you say you are on the scale today of getting everything done the way old Joe would have on like a percentage scale? You're like, I'm back to like 80% of what old Joe used to do.
Old Joe, like 25, 30%.
25s. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I am. Even my pool game is
Mm-hmm.
like off because my left shoulder is burned. I can't get as low as I used to, like playing pool.
Yeah.
So even that's off. I'm still good, but not as good as it used to be. Just because my burns, my hands work fine playing pool, but not my burns. So even that's just I can't cook like all alone. I need like just to cut the onions or the garlic to mince that.
Yeah.
Uh, eat like the buttons, like little things like that add up. Like just something like day to day, just people like do normally.
So you're going through all of this and you have to like rely on other people and you're still having this very positive mindset. How do you feel when people are complaining about the mundane? Like, oh, there's traffic today. Like, oh, I couldn't find what I wanted in the grocery store. Like, how does that get received by you?
It doesn't bother. I get it because sometimes you just have to just let it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I still complain about traffic, and then
Mm-hmm.
people stop them in front of me in grocery stores. And yeah, sometimes you have to let it out. You might sound like a complainer, or but after you complain about it, you kind of some people get over it, some people hold on to it. But as long as you get over it, it's fine. But if you
Okay.
hold on to it, now you're gonna ruin your own day, and then you ruin the person next to you's day, and it's just complain about it and then move
So you're
on
like,
from
everyone's on their journey. Let them complain. Let them do what I do. It
Yeah.
doesn't bother me.
Complain
How
and
do
move
you
on,
be?
that's it.
How can you be so unaffected by people around you? Like, I feel like you're unaffected by people's moods, people's energy. You're like focused. You're like, I just got to get up and keep trying.
'Cause, like I always like say it's like stay in your lane, because I have my own problems.
Mhm.
I don't want to focus on their problems, and I'm sure they don't want to focus on my problems either. So I stay in my own lane. Someone's gonna stare at you, judge you for like 30 seconds in their day, and
Mhm.
move on. They have their own bills to pay. We all have our own life. As long as you move on from it, it's you're gonna be fine.
So, what if people ask you and say, Joe, how do we move on? Like, I struggle with moving on. How do you do it?
That's the hard part.
That's the hard part. Yeah,
That's the hard part because I learned it like I was take a deep breath and say whatever, or like shrug your shoulders and be like, oh, whatever. It's wait for the next day at least.
Yeah. For you, it's just try again later. Try again
wait,
tomorrow.
just try it tomorrow. Just
Right.
not even an hour. Just tomorrow. Just let the day go if you can. My situations I can. Some days I can't, and that's bad. And the next day it's worse. But it also wasn't overnight with this mentality. It took a while. It took a while.
What are you most proud of from yourself?
Being able to drive again.
Okay.
And I guess knowing that just being a me is helping other people when I post it online.
Mm-hmm.
And also like posting like what me and Jessica are doing, that helps people, and as far as other people and like other people with disabilities, inspires them to date.
Yeah.
And
I've seen that content. I'm also always surprised by the amount of love, because people keep saying that the internet is a mean place, but every time I go onto your page, I see the love. Right? And I'm just like, wow, I love this for you guys, because they're encouraging, they're affirmative, and they're just positive. And I feel like that's your energy coming back at you, because you're only spreading good things and you have this positive mindset. So the world is only kind of reflecting you back at you.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel so. I believe so. And I love that for you guys, your story and how you're sharing it. What are you wanting to do with all of this attention?
Just like put like a positive like mindset out there, and positive things to motivate people, especially motivate people. Because in my situation, I didn't really have anyone to look at, because I was usually feel 80% burn. They're not here no more. That's why a lot of my burn doctors like, you're a miracle, Joe. Like,
how does it feel being called a miracle?
Do
you like that label when people
cool.
They're like Joe the miracle?
I go like whatever about it. I'm still Joe. But
you just receive it and accept it.
Yeah, just accept it. Yeah.
If you look back at your journey and there's a little kid who just had a car accident and has 40-degree burns, 40% of their body burns, what advice would you give them?
It's a hard one, because like I do have kids reach out to me. And it's a lot harder because they're in school.
Yeah.
And school is ruthless. So it's like, I just tell them like, school is just a small part of your life. And it's going to be hard until until you graduate.
Yeah.
But until then, you have to stick through it. And you have to you have to push through it. Even though those kids around you are going to heckle you all the time, it's either you learn to heckle back, or you got to push through it and ignore it. But like growing up for me, you heckle back.
Yeah.
And you go back and forth. I think that's also helped me with these online people and people's stands, because like I was also used to like going back and forth with my friends.
Yeah.
especially on like Xbox Live, like
Yeah. Like
you,
bantering back and forth.
yeah, all the
And like,
banting, you just get numb to it. So it's like now it's like, oh, that's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that helps me too.
So you're telling the kids respond back and defend yourself.
Yeah, defend yourself, or if you can't, stick through it. You gotta push through it.
Push through it. And from a physical side, like the burns and the trauma they're going through, what would you advise them?
I think that's the stick it through it part and embrace
Stick through it.
You have to embrace it. Because like, when I was burned, like, and I was in the mall, all the kids would stare at me. So I would walk like a little bit quicker at them, and they would get scared. Because like having someone 6'1" walk quicker at you when you're like a little kid, that's scary, especially when you're burned. That's maybe scary to them.
Yeah.
So I had fun with it. You have to. I have to have fun with it.
All right. I have some quick fire round questions for you. Just gonna ask them, and the first thing that pops in your mind, hit me with it. One word to describe who you were before the accident.
Quiet.
One word to describe who you are now.
Talkative.
Talkative. Okay. What do your scars say about you?
Resilience.
Resilience. I love that. If your body could talk, what would it thank you for?
The food.
The food. What kind of food? You eating?
I eat too much.
Love it. What's the first thing you noticed when you woke up after the surgery?
Blurry pictures of like old pictures of me and my dog, and because like the nurses tell you put like pictures of your old self and family members and things that you love on the wall.
Yeah,
that's like the first. Oh, I couldn't see, so I saw those like outlines of it and blurriness.
What do people still misunderstand about survival?
It's hard.
It's hard. Yeah. Finish this sentence. My story isn't about pain. It's about
positivity.
What's something you're proud of that has nothing to do with your surgery?
Oh boy.
And it can't be driving cars because you already said.
Yes. That's a hard one. I got my sword collection, I guess.
Your sword collection?
I have I have 3 katanas, 1 Crusader sword, a medieval time axe, and a Sparta shield. And I bought the Crusader sword and the axe 2 separate times with Jessica, and she didn't question me on this. I was like, you know what, that's a good wife. That's one up.
Yeah.
And then she likes to buy plants, so I don't question her plants.
Okay.
She question on swords. I guess that's it.
I love that. Joe, what can you tell us about any of the projects you're doing so that people watching this podcast can follow you on it or kind of give you a like? Any of their projects?
On work, I have a clothing brand. I do to help support my book. So it's like that. And then so just the clothing brand is helps like motivate because it has a good picture because like the line.
Is that what you're wearing today?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Okay. As the line there, I put the rose in the mouth because my mom's name is Rose. And she was a big part of like the journey of my burn journey.
Yeah.
Basically had to become a mom again and help me out.
And if there was one person you're most grateful for, would it be your mom?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's always there when I need her. I always 1 text away. We talk every day.
Yeah.
I'll send her like TikToks every day and
love it.
Call her day.
Amazing. Well, Joe, thank you for your time. We're going to put all your credentials on the link so people can follow you, take a little bit of this inspiration and this motivation. And remember that we just need to try again tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sitting in the dark with us. If something cracked open for you today, please don't rush to fix it. And if you're ready to dive deeper on your own, You can explore more at hibabalfaqih.com. This is the Shadow Sessions, where not all darkness is dangerous. Until next time, stay human.